Real life street stars. Yeah, buddy. We got him back. Gongu Roach back in the building.
We back.
Hey,
we back.
Last time you came, some niggas publishers was in disarray.
I mean,
just in bad. Like, has it got any better out there in the field or not?
Nah, it's always gonna stay that way. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
You just connect on.
do over. Okay.
Turn that bitch. Okay.
Check. Yeah, check. Yeah.
Breaking news. All right. We're going back live in 3, 2.
Real life street stars. Man, we in here with a legend. Gongu Roach.
All right. We here. What's up, man?
Mr. Fix Your Pub in the building, man.
We trying, man.
Man,
it ain't easy.
You are alumni at this point, man. You know, you dropped so many gems the last interview, man. What type of interview we gonna have today, man? We get messy with it. We educating them. What we doing?
I mean, I ain't got no limit, man. I just tell the truth, man. So however it gotta go, let's do it.
Let's do it. So we gonna start off with the Diddy documentary. You were supposed to be in the Diddy documentary.
I mean, I got offered twice to be in the Diddy documentary, but I turned it down. I ain't want no parts of it. You know what I'm saying?
Though?
I mean,
it's a great piece of work. Would you not say?
I didn't even watch it. I mean, I just knew all the characters that were in it. You know, I consult for some of the characters in it. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to some of the characters and they told me about what they were doing in it. And I be working so much, I didn't really get enough time to like watch it. But you know, I mean, I consult for some of them making it in a band. I know they in it. You know what I'm saying? I've spoken to Kurt Burrows probably 30, 40 times before, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
While he was, you know, doing the film and what have you. He was actually trying to use my attorney. He was trying to get me to, you know, I did introduce him to my attorney. He spoke to my attorney a couple of times. He wanted to use my attorney for a couple of things, but that didn't work out. And I think he hired some other attorneys for some stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. But a lot of the stuff he told, from what I hear, he told me a lot of stuff that's not in the documentary. That's pretty much all I could kind of say. You know what I'm saying? He's been through a lot of drama, you know?
So you didn't get to watch it?
Nah, I mean, I work so much that I'm more infatuated with the work. I don't really watch I just work so much. I got so much of a load of work that it's hard for me to.
Right, it was so much alleged of these messed up contracts.
Thing.
So
yeah,
one of them was basically that Diddy, how I say it, he used Notorious Big's money to pay for his own funeral.
Yeah, that's what Kurt Burrows said. I mean, I heard the big estate said that wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I know Kurt was in charge of the contracts. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen his name on, you know, some of the contracts and stuff like that from the mid '90s. And I know he gave one of my producers I consult for, he got a life insurance policy in his contract. They slipped in there. So I mean,
what does that mean?
Oh, shit.
Basically, if you die, Bad Boy gets the money.
Oh, you know, shit! So that's where
not the family.
So you know, because there's always been that conspiracy theory. Mm-hmm. You know, you get more off of an artist when they die, right? And so is that where that came from? Is situations like that?
I mean, from some contracts that I've seen before. Say, for example, when Big Pun died, he had a life insurance policy. Inside that contract, if he was unrecouped, the life insurance policy was supposed to go towards the recoupment of his artist royalty. And whatever was left over, the label and the family would get. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know if that was in the Bad Boy contract, but this was a producer that had a life insurance policy. Somebody, not the artist who gets into drama, this is the producer who sits home and they had him in a life insurance policy.
Now, one of the wildest contracts that we heard about in this documentary was Cassie's contract. Explain this. It was like a lifetime deal. It was like she had 10 albums.
I heard it was 10 albums. I mean, you're never going to fulfill 10 albums. You know what I'm saying?
Can you explain to me how?
And a lot of those contracts are like cross-collateralized contracts. You
explain that. Break that down. What does that mean?
So, I mean, like a lot of these artists will have like multiple albums, and say if you recouped on the first one, right, and you get an artist royalty biannually, and then the second one flops, the money that's owed, the money that you didn't recoup, that's unrecouped on the second album, they're gonna take it from the first album that was recouped. So now you're not getting no more money from the first album anymore because it's cross collateralized. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, a lot of those contracts are cross collateralized, and they're not going to pay off albums individually, you know, by performance. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically a cross collateralized contract. And if you have one, I mean, I've seen the best of them have it. I mean, some of the most famous artists you know got cross collateralized contracts. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, if you're smart, you work your way out of it and kind of renegotiate and stuff like that. But I've seen, you know, some artists just have some bad contracts, man. I mean, and, you know, their management or lawyers didn't, you know, dig into it. And I mean, like, I know an artist that sold like, he probably sold like 50, 60 million records and never got a renegotiation into his publishing. He got a 10-year retention on his publishing. So even after he fulfilled his publishing deal, they could still hold the catalog for another 10 years before you get it back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as many records as he already sold, this guy already sold millions of records before he even did his publishing deal. So he was able to dictate, you know, the retention and what have you. But you know what I'm saying? They still was able to get 10-year retention out of him. I mean, I don't know who his lawyer is at the time, but that's just horrible, you know? Yeah.
What is your thoughts on Kurt Burrows?
I mean, he's tried to help me out and give me some business and stuff like that before. I mean, I just think that, I mean, he told me that Puff muscled him out at 25%. He said that the bodyguards was there. He said that Puff's lawyer was there telling him you better sign it and stuff like that. I mean, if that's the case, he should have just went to the police and said, yo, like, you know, they tried to muscle me out of it and the lawyer was there. You know what I'm saying? The lawyer's not gonna, I don't think the lawyer's gonna lie about it. You know, put it this way, instead of waiting 10 years or 20 years to try to take this to court, like he's way past the statute of limitations of trying to take something like this to court. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like he should have just did it in 1997, 1998 when it happened. You know? I mean, that was crazy. I mean, 25, put it this way, if he owned 25% of the Bad Boy up to now, he probably been worth $100, $200 million. You know, he could have had a lot of money out of that. And according to him, he was always telling me that Puff blackballed him. He can't talk to Mary J and all these other people. And, you know, whenever he talks to somebody, they'll ask him, well, did you square it up with Puff yet? You know what I'm saying? And like, no, I didn't. So, oh, I can't do business with you. You know what I'm saying? So basically he said he was blackballed because of Puff. That's what he told me.
What's your thoughts on that? Do you believe that?
Yeah, you know, I think Puff got a God complex. You know, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not unrealistic. You know.
In your opinion, how was he able to do the stuff that he was able to do for that long? Like now, it's like everybody's kicking him when he's down. You're starting to hear all these stories, but it's like, I mean, he's been getting away with this shit for 30 years.
I mean, they got him at a point where he's weak, especially like he's locked up. Now all these people are talking shit. You know what I'm saying? If he was out, 80% of these people wouldn't be saying the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed the only people who got problems with him, like I got numerous Bad Boy clients. The ones with money, they ain't got nothing bad to say about them like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing no videos, they're not doing nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? The ones that don't have any money and didn't, you know, that don't have, just the ones that don't have any money, they got something to say. You know, I just noticed the ones who got something to say are the broke ones. You know what I'm saying? That's just from my perception and my experience just talking to these guys, that's just the way it looks.
When P. Diddy gets out, is he gonna be able to sue 50 Cent for what happened with the documentary? Is that a thing? Or is that just...
I mean, I think he's trying to sue I heard he's trying to sue Netflix and whatnot, but I mean, it just matters how much of a percentage inaccurate that, you know, that documentary is. And for all I know, I don't know if Netflix could be sued per se. Like, Netflix might have put the liabilities on 50 before they signed off. You know what I'm saying? They might have said we're not going to be liable for anything, for any lawsuits. I don't know the agreement between 50 and Netflix, but I'm saying, but if I was Netflix and something was coming like that to that level, I would put the liabilities on 50. Like if I'm gonna take this, you know what I'm saying? I'm exempt from being sued.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All responsibilities on you and the producer, what have you. You know what I'm saying?
Your clients, how much of this is personal when it comes to your clients?
How many is personal? I mean, I think a lot of it is personal, but it's just that, but a lot of it is just from the perception of what they think they're owed, and some of them are not. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, like making the band, right? They might think that they're owed what they're not. You know what I'm saying? So say, for example, they're like, oh, we want gold, right? The album went gold. But artist royalty-wise, they're unrecouped. I could assure you they're unrecouped. You know what I'm saying? Plus, so they're not gonna get no money from the artist royalty if they're unrecouped. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's money in publishing, so they can get some money from the publishing. But from what I saw in the contracts, the publishing administration was supposed to go through EMI publishing, and I never saw that transition of where EMI administered their catalog. So the money's still like loose out there being held by the label. But they're not recouped. I mean, I don't have to see the royalty statement to know, I don't have to speak to the label to know if they're recouped or not. This is what I do for a living. They're not recouped. You know what I'm saying? So they're chasing, on that end, they're chasing something that's not there, they're not recouped. You know what I'm saying? That's for sure.
Now, Diddy has one of the most revolutionary shows, Making the Band, right? We were talking off camera. You said that Making the Band was one of the worst contracts you've ever seen.
Yeah, it was a bad contract. It was horrible. Mind you, they signed multiple contracts. So they signed with a production company. That production company had some type of film rights. It was like they signed a film and music deal in one contract, right? Then that production company bought the deal to Puff. And that production company was asking for half, from what I recall. And then when they bought it to Puff, he was asking for half. You know what I'm saying? So they were Making the Band wasn't really getting much, you know what I'm saying? Out the and also from what I remember in the contract, they were only getting $2,500 an episode that they had to split like 6 ways. So that was their compensation for being in Making the Band. You know, basically they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna, you know, this is good for promotion for the album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's where you'll gain. But I'm gonna give you a 24. So they're making like $400 something an episode.
Were they banking on them just not making any money? Because when you look at it, right, all of them went at least gold, right? And Danny Kane was the most popular. I think they did like 2 or 3 million. So
yeah, I mean, but it goes by, you know, what they spent on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think I told you off camera, like I know albums that sold 4 or 5 million that are unrecouped.
how's that? Break that down. How is that even possible, bro? 4 million copies sold and you're unrecouped?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you paid for videos, marketing, promotion, studio time, producers, how many samples we had to pay for in the record, you know what I'm saying? On the sample licensing. I mean, it can get expensive. It can get in, like I told you before off camera, one of my clients, it took 2 decades for that album, for that catalog to recoup. It took like 22 years for, you know what I'm saying, one of my clients for them to finally recoup. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them are like that. I mean, a lot of these artists are just like that. Because mind you, like I said, some artists got a sample in every record, features, a couple of videos. You know, back in the day, it was physical. So yeah, they are playing with you with the record stores and downplaying sales and stuff like that. I'm sure, you know, in the physical day, you was definitely able to manipulate sales. Like I would give you some physical copies, and you know, the record store would play a promo game and sell the promos and give back the official copies and stuff like that. And the record companies play games with writing off, you know, what they sold and things like that. So there was definitely some, you know, games being played, you know. I mean, there's ways, you know, my recommendation these days, if you signed a pre-digital contract and you were successful, you should be able to do an audit, you know what I'm saying, and get an adjustment from streaming, because streaming is considered licensing, which is considered, on licensing, you would get 50% on a licensing deal because it's outside of your contract. So if I signed for 10 points, right now the label's only going to pay you based on the points that you have, right? So say if you're getting 10 points, right? But streaming licensing, you're supposed to be getting 50. Only an audit's going to adjust that. You know what I'm saying? So that would automatically tell you that you're being paid 5 times under from streaming. You know what I'm saying? But you would get a 5 multiple adjustment if you did an audit, and you might go from the red into the black. You know what I'm saying? And we did that for a few clients before and found 7 figures. You know what I'm saying? Just from streaming adjustments.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So how much money did the making of the band people miss out on?
I mean, I think the only thing that, well, from what I was told, they were being jerked on, they were being misled on show money. That's what I was told. And that could have been, you know, a couple $1 million that they probably got jerked on that. But otherwise, like I said, when it comes to, the only thing I see for them to get money off of now is the publishing. You know what I'm saying? But the artist royalty, there's no money there, you know? And I also heard one of the guys you had on this show say that Janice Combs has all the money and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Chop said that Janice Combs has all the money, which that's not the case. Janice Combs is just a company that Puff made. And if you could do a public New York business search and you could see that Puff owns 100% of Janice Combs Publishing. It's just that he also has a company called Christian Combs, which is his son. He also has a company called Justin Combs, which is the other son. They're not holding their money. These are just companies that he made these companies named separate for the PROs, the performance rights organizations, to collect under. You know what I'm saying? Because you couldn't keep the same name from different performance rights organizations. So he has a Janice Combs BMI company. He has a Christian Combs CSAC company and a Justin Combs ASCAP company. That's all. He just named them after the family.
That's great.
Yeah.
You also mentioned that while everybody's killing Puff, Death Row had worse contracts. Explain that.
Well, I mean, to this day, yeah, I mean, put it this way, I mean, you got a lot of these bad boy guys this straight, they got their publishing back, you know, and they were always getting paid biannually, what have you, you know, whether they were signed to Puff or not, they were getting their share, you know what I'm saying? But like, with some of the Suge contracts, so say like the Chronic album, the Snoop album, maybe the first Dog Pound album, Suge was claiming 100% rights of all the publishing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, to this day, he's still claiming like
Like that type of nigga though.
yeah, he's still claiming rights. They might have their right, but that's why Snoop left and went to Master P, because Suge was playing with the publishing. You know what I'm saying? And Master P said you could keep all your publishing, you know, with Snoop. You know what I'm saying? But like even to this day, like I had Suge's Camp reach out to me more than once, like a couple years ago. Then they reached out to me a couple of months ago, like over the summer, and they were trying to get me to, you know, help out on Suge's end. And he's still making claims, you know. He's still trying to fight for the publishing and making 100% claims on the Chronic album and what have you. You know what I'm saying? So I know Snoop's trying to fight for that too, but Suge is still like disputing the claims. You know what I'm saying, to this day. So I mean, yeah, I mean, he was, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. With Puff, you at least you had a percentage that you was able to walk off with. But with Suge, at least with the early works, he was claiming 100%, and he might have been supposedly been able to give you a royalty out of that, but he just wasn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can you break down this Daz Dillinger and Snoop Dogg issue? Like, what's going on with that?
Daz, well, once again, Suge lost the Death Row catalog, I think through a court case or what have you. Then it got a company called Wide Awake bought it in the auction. Then it got sold over to Koch, or it got sold over to Monarch. So Monarch owns it right now. And Snoop controls Daz's artist royalty points and what have you that Daz is supposed to be getting paid out on, and he's not giving it to him. You know what I'm saying? So Daz is alleging you're trying to sell the whole Death Row catalog for $1 billion, you know, without me signing off. and I'm supposed to be having points off the Dog Pound album. I'm supposed to be getting producer royalty points from the songs that I made. You know what I'm saying? And you're not trying to split the pie, basically. You know what I'm saying? So that's the issue Daz is having right now with Snoop. And I don't know. It's messed up. You know, they should reach out, have a talk, and he should have his portion. But it's just I don't know. I guess that's just how Snoop does business. So
I want to ask you this question: how much should like a CEO of in the music business should get paid? Because it's like, take the Diddy for instance. Nobody would know you if it wasn't for Diddy.
Well, that's the thing. That's how the contracts differ.
Right.
Because if he cultivated these groups on his own and they didn't have a bidding war or any other interest from another label, he's gonna kind of dictate the situation. You know what I'm saying? Unlike a Shine, for example. So that might have been the case with Big. So a lot of these contracts were kind of the same. Like the Locks, Big, some of these other artists had like the same contract. It was just a template. You know what I'm saying? I get this out. You get this many points. I get this much publishing. Sign. It's like all the same. You know what I'm saying? But Shine could have went to numerous labels. So Puff couldn't negotiate the same. He couldn't give him a template contract. Basically, he'd like, I want you bad. Like, you could keep your publishing. You know what I'm saying? So Shine was able to walk away with all his publishing. French Montana was in the bidding war. French Montana was able to keep all his publishing, with Puffy. You know what I'm saying? Stevie J was able to keep all his publishing. So there was a lot of guys who were able to keep all their publishing. I figured just due to demand, in that situation. But I don't really recall too many other people. Well, I think D-Dot had his publishing, but there's some people that was able to walk away with their publishing. You know what I'm saying? And most of them, he had publishing rights to, though. But like I said, a lot of these people he cultivated and found himself, and they didn't have like other people asking, for them. So they didn't really have a choice to say like, and plus Bad Boy was a hot label, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys is young, and that's the other thing. You're talking about people 19, 20 years old, 21 years old, they just thinking different at that age compared to being 40 something and understanding the structure of business. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you might see Mace might have got rebellious after a while, because he kind of learned the business more. You know what I'm saying? But if Mace is signing at 18, 19, I mean, what can you say? Like what? You don't know enough to rebel.
So what is your thoughts on P. Diddy as a businessman?
I've seen worse. The contracts, the contracts from the 80s, a lot of these other record labels, they had way worse contracts. The contract Run DMC signed was way worse than any Bad Boy contract. If you signed the Profile Records, you had a way worse contract. You know what I'm saying? You didn't own publishing. You didn't own publishing at all. You know what I'm saying? They just paid you a royalty. They got to keep all the publishing, and they would just pay you a royalty. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of record labels like that in the 80s that were like that. You know what I'm saying? That would just give you no publishing. You know what I'm saying? So
how did he become the poster child of, they always put those memes up, who would you least likely want to sign to? And it's always him, Birdman.
But I think this is a guy that's in your face all the time. So people have people felt like they knew him better. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like say if you signed a bad deal with Universal, right? You're not saying like, fuck Doug Morris. Or fuck, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't even know who he is. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a new person who runs it now, but I'm just saying like, because you don't see him. A lot of these guys, you don't see those people. But you feel like Puff because you see him all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you just feel like you just got the right to say shit. You know what I'm saying? What, Birdman? Yeah, he gave us some bad, he was another guy. I think he was another guy that wasn't giving out publishing at 1.2 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That he was controlling all the publishing. But I think Manny Fresh or maybe Juvenile might have been one of the first people to get out of that. And then he might have started to give some publishing back to some people and stuff like that, and restructured some contracts. I think he might have restructured Wayne's contract in like 04 or 05. You know what I'm saying? Because he was becoming a hot commodity, so he didn't want him to leave.
So who has the best contracts out there that you've seen?
I mean, if you go directly to, you go to Universal or some of these major labels, they're not asking for publishing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's just like, Rockefeller had a good contract. They weren't asking for publishing.
They're getting a lot of slack though on the internet. Like everybody be on Rockefeller.
Rockefeller had a better contract.
Rock Nation.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know about Rock Nation, but I know Rockefeller had a better contract than Rough Riders, Bad Boy, Murder Inc. Murder Inc. Bad Boy, and Rough Riders contracts were more kind of similar. Rockefeller, what made the difference with them, I guess they decided, like, we're not going to take your publishing. Come over here, you know what I'm saying?
So Max B, he just gets out. You were instrumental in bringing him home.
Yeah.
How were you able to do that?
Well,
Because he's been gone for a long time, man.
Yeah, no, I went to his court case a couple of times back in 08, 09. My lawyer knew the prosecutor that was prosecuting him. And, he called me up one day and said that he could kind of get his, case. My lawyer was supposed to come in and take over the case from Gerald Saludi, right? And at the time, Max was signed to a label named Amalgam Digital. And they didn't come up with the money to retain my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So Gerald Saludi stayed with the case, and Max got convicted. After that, a year or 2 years later, my lawyer's like, "Yo, I can get that reversed and get him home." So by then, Amalgam Digital transferred the rights to Max B to a company called Phase One Entertainment, and me and my lawyer reached out to Phase One Entertainment and told them, like, "Yo, we can get Max out." You know what I'm saying? And my lawyer basically gave them the information on what to do to get him out. But no one else was looking into it. No one else was. Honestly, if it wasn't for me, he'd still be in jail, doing life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. So wait.
Yeah, he got life.
He got life? Mm-hmm. Wait, what? So, he got what, they appealed it and they.
Well, what happened was that the attorneys, they contested the competency of the attorney that he had, right, and challenged that, right. And they made a decision to reduce his case reduce his time to 20 years, to take it from life to 20 years. So he had to do 85% of that, and which was 17 years, which made him eligible to get out of jail in 2024. But he got caught with some contraband or something, so they made him do an extra year. That's why he got out. But he should be supposed to be out in 2024 Yeah, but definitely, if it wasn't for me, he'd still be in jail.
Does 100%. He know that?
Yeah, I spoke to him from jail one time. My man Murd put me on the phone with him because a friend of mine was doing time with him and passed the phone over to him. And so me and Max had a little talk about it. And he's like, I know. But yeah. No, they thanked me. His manager and them, they thanked me about it. But yeah.
You need to do more than thanking nigga. Nigga need to be there. Gongu Roach, I need a song or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he's connected to French Montana. French don't like me too much.
Wait, why? What happened? What you did?
I didn't do nothing. My friend got into some scuffles with French, and French got shot one time, and he blamed one of my associates. Yeah, and I guess I know the alleged person. You know what I'm saying?
Guilty by association.
That was involved, yeah. So guilty by, and not only that,
Gongu Roach over there slanging that iron.
Yeah.
He's slanging that iron, Roach.
Yeah.
You are the nigga. Don't lie to
Nah, and then actually, I think I took French. I broke. So that guy who is alleged involved with getting him into some bullshit. He also had French signed to him under a record contract. You know what I'm saying? So I also challenged French's deals a couple of times. Akon signed French, and I broke that agreement up in court. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get him back from my friend and stuff like that. And so I kind of made some disputes and stuff. So I ain't got no problem. I'm just a work for hire. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
if French said the same thing, it's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? So
Man, can you help Lil Durk get off his case? Or is it like that type of shit?
Nah, I don't want to get involved in nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
This just happened to be in my county. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
where the Max case was. I know some people over there. I got a phone call, and we were able to effectuate some things. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah. And I gotten some people off some cases I don't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But I don't try to concentrate on that. Sometimes I get a call, I play my part, I put my lawyer with it and see what happens from there. But I just try to stay in these music cases.
All right, so last time you were here, man, the music industry was, I would say, in a good shape. Since the Kendrick and Drake beef, I feel like the whole state of hip hop has been in a weird place, right? So, there's a couple questions I want to ask. Number one, what is Drake fighting Universal about?
I think it may have started where he had the option to go to Sony for like $500 million or something like that, and I think basically Universal's pissed over that. You know what I'm saying? There was a dispute over that. I think he got offered $500 million. And so what happened was that they started promoting the Kendrick song a lot, right? And Universal turned around and he feels that Universal devalued him by Kendrick getting so much shine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where he wasn't able to get $500 million no more because he put out like a few things and they didn't do so well. And he thinks that Universal was behind all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Do you believe it?
And that's why he sued Universal.
But do you believe it?
I've seen corporate retaliation before.
And it looks like that?
I've seen them do it to one of my clients where they were mad at him because he was disturbing one of their biggest artists on the label. So my guy was like a small fry compared to this person. And I seen the corporation discombobulate all his royalties so he can never get paid forward again.
Damn.
Just out of anger. Yeah, and they were paying him before. Like his last check was like $60,000. They paid him a couple $1 million or so up to that point. And then when he got into a beef with another artist who was paying all the bills for the label, they just discombobulated all his royalty statements and basically just threw it up in the air and said, fuck you, you find the money. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's funny because as black people, right, we always like to say, these guys wouldn't act like that. So in reality,
now this is one of the biggest labels in history of music business that did that. So it wasn't like Puffy or somebody. This was a higher entity.
Yeah.
That discombobulated my client statements. Yeah.
What did you advise? Did you ever advise your client like, hey man, you might not need to beef with the major artists?
Oh no, we're gonna file a lawsuit for like 8 figures against that company soon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? For corporate retaliation. They also played with his cross collateralization. You know, they did some things that you could see that they did purposely, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? That the software couldn't do. That it had to be a human that did this. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. So yeah, no, we're gonna sue for probably 10 or more million or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So the next thing I want to ask is about the bots, right? Because that's one of the things that Drake was fighting about was the bots, right? You're starting to see artists that used to do 100,000 easy do 50K. Artists that used to do 300,000 do 100K. Has it been capped the whole time? Has these numbers just been straight fake the whole time?
I know people that got farms. You know what I'm saying?
You got the plug?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know people that got farms, and and they just.
How much the farms cost, man? Let's break it down.
I wouldn't know, but I got a guy in Atlanta. I got a guy in Atlanta that got a farm. You know what I'm saying? And he could bump up
make it happen.
Yeah, he could bump up your streams all day for a fee. You know, just got 1 million phones and what have you.
Yeah, we heard Young Thug say he got the plug on the jail call.
I'm pretty sure I got a plug or two. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So is everybody using the same plug?
I know one client of mine that sold probably like 30 million overall. In the beginning, to get his record jumped off, he was using the bots. And then after a while, he didn't need it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it did its own thing.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. But in the beginning, the first couple of months, he had the bots.
So why are we so, we used to get on artists' ass for just doing like 1,000 fake views. So basically, everybody's on steroids.
Yeah.
If we were to say, what percentage of the game is using bots?
Probably at least half.
50%.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so, all right. Here's the big argument that people are having, right? It's online debate, right? They try to kill Kendrick for botting because his numbers went down after, I guess, Spotify purge, right? Does Drake bot or not? That is the big question everybody wants to know.
I mean, I think at one time or another they all botted. You know what I'm saying? I think they all did. Now Drake, I mean, he does good numbers on his own. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think everybody needs a little octane boost. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think he might be botting without even him knowing. Like there's, he got management, he got other people. You know what I'm saying? That are in his camp. So I mean, he doesn't have to be hands-on to even know.
Have you seen an artist that didn't know and bought into the hype that he didn't even realize like his manager might be pumping him up? Now he got the big head against his whole team and don't even realize his team did it.
Yeah, no, I got a client now. I'm sure he doesn't know. But the record company told me that they bought it. Yeah, but the artist doesn't know. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So now that it seems like everything has been exposed and nobody wants to bot no more, it seems like everybody's pulling back from botting. What does a real first week number successfully look like? What is the actual number?
I mean, what is this, on a major label independently? Like,
let's say major label. Like what is a Drake really doing first week?
I mean, I'd have to say first week, I'd say he'd have to at least be doing 100 and something thousand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But when we see it, it'd be like 700, be 500,000. So
I remember that Scorpion album broke some streaming. Right? That Scorpion album broke some streaming numbers.
Right.
It broke like a record at the time. I think it was like 2018, 2019. I don't know if that was bots or not, but there was probably some bots involved with that.
So, when you were here last time, it was a big thing about Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Where did all that land?
I mean, my mother saw him last month. He took a picture with my mom. I was hanging out and my mother sent me a shot of her and Joe. And she's like, I had to take a picture of Joe. And she's like, I told him I'm so-and-so's mom. And he took the picture anyway, you know what I'm saying? And he got a court case now with his old artist, TA or whatever, is trying to sue him for a bunch of money. And I see he got me in the court case. He got my name in the court case on like 3-4 different pages. You know what I'm saying? Using me as a narrative, Joe, for something, for his defense and something against the person. But no, I mean, there's nothing, bro. I think Joe's a legend. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've got no problem with Joe. I mean, I wish him well. There's no issues.
You still feel that he's a liar?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that he be capping. I mean, I think he might do it for entertainment purposes at the same time.
I mean, because all these new podcasts, like every time his thing just be outlandish. Like,
I mean, the last one is that he beat up Young Buck.
Yeah.
I mean, Young Buck said it didn't happen. I mean, I think he just does it for views. We get to talk about it, and he probably is like, I don't care if it's true or not. Like, y'all talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people are gonna ride with him regardless. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think the Pun family's happy. Joe's doing well. My client Liza, the Pun family, they have no animosity with Joe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it was emotional at one point, but they're happy.
Because last time you were in there, it kind of seemed like you were representing.
People got mad at me because you called him a Mexican, though.
I did say that.
Yeah. People like, why you let him say that? that pun was a Mexican, you know what I'm saying? It's Puerto Rican pride, bro, you know?
Did I initially say Mexican?
Yeah, you might have, but you know what I'm saying?
That's my bad. No disrespect to you.
Yeah, no, not at all. What were you saying?
Yeah.
No, I was saying, I forgot.
Oh, nah, man. Goddamn, what was the question I had for you, bro? Oh, so in the Diddy documentary, right? Mm-hmm. It's a guy named Little Rod.
Yeah.
Right? Little Rod, the producer. He got apparently sexually assaulted in order for a chance to work on a Diddy album.
Wait, but this is the thing.
You're laughing kind of too hard, bro. We talking about sexual assault, bro. Where's your heart, Gongu Roach?
I'm saying, matter of fact, I saw Little Rod at when 50 Cent threw a festival out in Shreveport, Louisiana, but Little Rod was out there. But anyway, he said multiple times he woke up with his ass hurting.
Yes.
All it should take is once.
Yeah, that's
for you to start stabbing somebody going off. You know what I'm saying?
Fam.
Why would you wake up multiple times with that feeling?
I think we all had the same question. So the question
that's crazy.
The question I have for you is how many men in this industry sell their soul that exact same way for that chance to work with somebody legendary?
Oh, plenty. Come on. Yeah, nah, that's standard for a lot of people. I mean, I think, there's a lot of people who sell themselves out, act different, do all sorts of crazy shit. I mean, it's just not surprising, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just been going on. Like, people, the price of fame, you know what I'm saying? People are willing to sleep with other people, do some freaky things, go to some e-pill parties, you know, and, you know, what have you, coke, you know, all sorts of shit, and, you know. I mean, that's not surprising. I've seen it, you know what I'm saying? I've seen it before.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was back to the fact, Joe, like, I was saying, like, you know, before when you was here, it's like, you know, you were saying, like, he was kind of like a bad guy, pretty much, because I asked you what's in the end, like, it seemed like you kind of took it personal then, a little personal.
Well, I mean, I met the family in the homeless shelter.
Right. Okay.
I mean, so, how am I supposed to feel? This is like, if you're a fan of rap, and this is like, yo, this is Big Pun's family in a homeless shelter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to keep on going over and over because a lot of people ask about it, but I mean, of course it was emotional. You know what I'm saying? You saw the family in the homeless shelter and she's crying. You don't understand how many times I've been on the phone with this lady, you know, just hearing stories about her house getting robbed, or, you know, the transition after Pun died, what was happening to her, you know what I'm saying? And how things were just getting worse and worse, and how certain people wouldn't talk to her no more and stuff like that. And yeah, it was definitely emotional, you know what I'm saying? And, oh, no one believes me. And, you know, obviously, you know, Joe can go on a platform and say she's lying, and, you know, people are gonna roll with that. And when she's like, I'm telling the truth, her voice just wasn't big enough. It's not like she could call, you know, one of these DJs and say, oh, I wanna go on the radio and explain myself. Like Joe could just call the radio and say, oh, I want to explain myself. So, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I mean, she had numerous lawyers. She had lawyers super famous that I don't want to say their name. They told her, forget about it. There's nothing here. She went through like 3-4 lawyers that told her, forget it. There's nothing here. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I saw what they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I was able to, you know, pay for the case, pay for the auditor, and show and dispute, you know, what was on the royalty statement. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, no, it was emotional. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I really wanted to prove. I knew 100% that the paperwork that she was receiving was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I knew, you know. So I wanted to be the person to, you know, to crack the case, basically, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, show the lawyers that they were wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a lawyer, before the lawyer I use now, I had a lawyer that I was cool with. And he used to tell me, like, yo, you're wasting your time here, like, there's nothing here. And me and him, he doesn't talk to me anymore, but I think a lot of it is because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he was wrong, you know what I'm saying? And he even, instead of like using me, even when I brought it to him, he went to some other white lawyer guy. And that lawyer actually the Making of the Band guy who was here. Chopper. He went to Chopper's lawyer for some help, and that lawyer told him that there was nothing there. You know what I'm saying? So I was outnumbered. Like, no, well, I spoke to that lawyer and this lawyer, and I looked at it. There's nothing here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, this and that. So I mean, they just don't do what I do. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't litigate like them or anything like they do. You know what I'm saying? But I know royalty flow better than them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where I was confident, where like y'all don't even do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like your egos might think that, and I'm black, so you're already downplaying me. You know what I'm saying? Like just think I don't know what I'm doing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
So was she able to get right from?
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, she's straight. Like everything worked out at the end. You know, the judge said what they said. It all got mediated. It all got worked out. Like I said, there's no hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? The only time there might have been hard feelings again where he was like, I guess they were trying to do like they were trying to do like a pun movie or something. And, he was kind of like, go to the internet and say, I didn't steal from you and I'll participate in the film or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not like she's desperate for that. Like she's pretty comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, everything worked out, but like, it's in the past now. I think, shout out to Joe, you know what I'm saying? He's very entertaining. and I'm happy to see, I'm happy to see my work and to see what happened as an end result. That, now she got a better life. Obviously she's not in the homeless shelter. I speak to her every now and then. She's doing good. She got a crib here, doing this over here and stuff like that. And, she's smart with her money, you know what I'm saying? So, I like to see the end result.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a big person on our platform by the name of Jaguar Wright, right?
Yeah.
You think there's some money on the table for her anywhere?
From
her deals?
I'd have to look into it and see what she sold and what have you. I could tell you in a day or two, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if she's recouped or not. I don't know, she probably getting her publishing money, but I don't know if she's recouped or not on the artist royalty side. I never really listened to her music like that. I don't know how many albums she did or anything like that. Unless you told me.
Right. It's like, when a person starts to go viral and then their stuff starts picking back up from the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, from streaming, but it's still small numbers, you know what I'm saying? Say if she did another 30 million in streams or something like that through the DSPs, it's hard to penetrate the recoupment wall of the artist royalty side. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do a lot.
Right.
Plus there has to be licensing involved. There, like a lot of things for the recoup. You know what I'm saying? Unless she did well. And once again, she might be in a cross collateralized contract for all I know. First album might have did well, second album might not have did well.
Netflix is buying up everything, man. You see Netflix they just struck deals with podcasts and things like that.
Yeah.
Is podcasting becoming the new music industry?
Yeah, because I think it's another way of listening now. It's like I think a lot of people are stepping more away from music a little bit and listening to podcasts more and talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it's just another form of entertainment. People telling their stories. You see, Tony Yayo got a podcast coming out now with Uncle Murder. You got Jim Jones and Fabulous Mano and Dave East with a podcast. It seems like they're more into doing that than the music now. You know what I'm saying? And if you do some numbers, analytically, you're gonna get some money. Joe and Jada, I think they just got a deal with somebody too, right? Was that through Netflix?
Yeah, I think they're on
or somewhere. Look, Cam and Mace got
they're with that Colin Cowherd, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, his thing.
But didn't Barstool give Cam and Mace some money?
Yes, yeah.
Gillian Wallow some money?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Charlamagne just got to me for iHeart.
I don't think Cam and Mace are thinking nothing about rap.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So that's what. So that's where I wanted to come, right? Because the part that I don't get, and maybe I do get it now because now that I'm thinking about it, it makes a little bit of sense. Because I'm like, these podcasts are streams. If niggas is selling 10, 5, 6, 7 million albums, they should be filthy rich like the streamers. But the streamers is getting all the money. They getting all the brand deals. Why wouldn't the same thing be extended to the rappers?
I mean, you just said a lot of sales right there. You said 5, 6. What did you say? You said
5, 6 million.
Who does that?
Bro, these niggas got billions of streams. What is that?
It's not a lot of money.
But why not though?
Because they're signed to the major. So say, so say for example this. All right, you signed to a major label, right? Let's just use Spotify for example, right?
Yeah.
The major label did a deal with Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the major label's getting the lion's share, all right? So say Universal signs you and Rook.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Y'all signed, y'all got
the slavest of deals.
Yeah, y'all got let's just say y'all got 13, 14 points on the artist royalty side.
Explain, what does that mean? 13 points means what?
13, 14%.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
Let's just say you got 1%, right? Points, okay, right. So say that's your point structure, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Universal does a deal with these DSPs. We use Spotify, for example, right? So their deal is they get 80%, so like 70, 80% of what comes in from Spotify.
Damn.
The other 20% goes to the publishing, all right? Which was through like ASCAP and on the publishing end and what have you, right? It just goes to the publishing end, right? The other 20%. The other 80% goes to the record label from Spotify, right? So now I'm bringing in 80% of the money, right? Say I got $1. They gave me $1. You know what I'm saying? But your contract says you get 14% of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm keeping the other 86% of the money. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So the record label's getting most of the money. You know what I'm saying?
So look, I got a homie, right? He got a Christmas song out right now. Let's just say the Christmas song does 1 billion streams independent, right? How should he play it? Like, how should he move?
What, independently?
Let's just say
if he did it independently, he don't have to worry about. If he did it independently, he doesn't have to worry about the major label keeping the 80%.
But he also doesn't get.
He can go to TuneCore and then he would get that same deal directly to him.
But he wouldn't get publishing, right?
He would get publishing also.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you had to have a pub deal.
No, a pub deal is just something if you're making enough money, they'll offer you a pub deal. But he can get an administration deal with a publisher. He can go to Sony ATV and say, hey, I need you to administrate, my mechanicals and publishing royalties that are coming in. And he could collect the money off the master through TuneCore and get a bunch of money. Okay,
so let's just say his song is going up, it's trending upwards, and the majors are hitting him. Well, what would be an ideal deal?
I mean, is how well is it doing? I mean, then he might be able to ask for more points out the situation.
How many points should he ask for? What's if you got you just coming in dick on the table? Like how many points?
I would ask for a 90-10 on distro.
90-10.
Yeah.
Damn.
I would ask for a 90-10 on distro. I would just say, hey, I don't really need you. You see, I'm going up. I just need you to distribute this, and you can get 10%.
Yeah. Gaga needs on. Yeah.
but he's gonna do a lot of marketing and stuff like that.
You ever looked at a nigga deal and just shook your head like you just go ahead and commit suicide?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Numerous times. Numerous times. I mean, I've seen some famous groups sign some bad contracts.
Give me like the top 3. You ain't got to name the name, but what's the deal? Just the deal.
Besides the Profile Records era,
right?
I mean, I've seen a real popular group that we all know here that sold millions of records.
New Edition, TLC,
and they got 4 points on the artist royalty end. And there's more than one in the group, so they had to split it.
They had to split 4%.
Yeah.
It's definitely TLC.
Yeah. It was some males.
It was worse than TLC?
I don't know what TLC structure is, but it was TLC-ish.
Damn.
God damn. It was definitely TLC-ish, And mind you, this group went platinum. Like they might have went platinum a couple of times. They might have sold 10, 12 million records or something like that. You know what I'm saying? After the first time going platinum, they could have went back and said, yo, I need more points. And they just left it. They did another 3-4 albums with this company.
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So how do you get out of a contract?
I mean, that would be your leverage for your success, you know? Or if they're playing with you financially, which is another thing that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Like when you sign a contract, like I own you for life. How do you get out of it? Like what?
Well, if I own you for life. I mean, those are just words to an amateur. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, oh, like he's right. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Have you seen somebody in a worse deal than a 360?
In a worse deal than the 360. I mean, it depends on the 360. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I've seen. Yeah, I mean, you could make up a contract any way you like, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've seen artists get no publishing at all, like 0%. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the manager, the label might have been gangster, and they might have been asking for 50% of their touring. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I've seen that.
So when like Ice Cube would like, I think he went back up there and just did some gangster shit.
Flip the record, flip the table and everything.
Was that an effective method, do you think?
I mean, I've heard of like rappers going to record labels 30 deep and leave them with a check, you know, things like that. More in the 90s, maybe very early 2000s. I haven't heard stories like that in 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Because there's cameras everywhere and, you know. And I even heard one of the labels, they used to have, you know, they used to bring guns in meetings and stuff, and, you know, they'd be carrying too, you know, just in case, you know, this artist is gonna flip out and stuff, you know what I mean? So, you know.
Am I tripping? I think I seen a documentary where they said the Mafia was one of the first people to invest in a record label. Am I tripping?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, if you remember Roulette Records.
That's a sick ass name for a record label.
That was, actually, they were partners with Sugar Hill at one point.
You're right, that's what it was.
I forgot the guy's name, but if you remember, did you ever watch The Sopranos?
Yes.
Remember the guy Hesh?
Yeah.
And he owed record royalties to somebody that was on the show and all that stuff. That's supposed to be, you know,
the representation for
the actual person that was jerking everybody. But yeah, no, they heavily invested in the 60s. I mean, I think I might have told you before that the Mafia, they took my uncle's publishing from James Brown's It's a Man's World. My uncle had publishing on that, and James Brown set my uncle up in a hotel room, told him there was some white girls in there, and it was the Mafia. And he walked in with 50% and walked out with 25.
Make you offer.
Damn. Wait, so James Brown's a snake?
I mean, James Brown, according to my uncle, James Brown told him they were gonna kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to get you up here. You know what I'm saying?
You got a wink or something, nigga.
Yeah. Damn. I mean, my uncle had an infatuation for white. All he had to hear there was some white girls upstairs. He marched right upstairs. You know.
What is the infatuation? Let's break it down. Gongu Roach. Have you ever hit a white girl? Oh, you part of the God, not you too, Gongu Roach. Oh man. Oh, man. They taking us out, man. What's
No comment. Yeah, I'm guilty.
I understand, like, when you do it, like after you finish, like, do you ever you ever just like put on roots, like, man, I'm tripping, bro, I gotta get back. I gotta get back.
Oh, no.
I gotta get back rebalanced around.
I'm dating a black girl now.
That's man. Hey,
Here you go.
come on. I don't know if we should count on. Hopefully it didn't work out for you.
Yeah, no, we're happy.
How many people that you have clients, you know what I mean, like when they're fighting for their rights and shit like that, like how many of them just want to go the extreme violent route and just say, you know what, man, I'm finna just do some gangster shit?
Yeah, no, I've gotten calls, where I've had to talk them out of doing some dumb shit before, numerous times. Yeah, some of them are ready to jump off the,
They're ready to go all the way low.
Yeah. I mean,
because
it just matters the money, the happenstance, their ego. I think I told you about Irv Gotti calling me before.
Yeah.
Yeah, about, trying to run up in somebody's house.
But Roach, we talking about
I
real
mean,
street dudes getting jerked by white dudes and doing nothing about it. They don't sit. Does that not? You don't ever think about that? Like, damn, bro, if it was a black dude, you'd have been shot this dude and killed him or do some wild shit to him. But y'all just let.
You're right. I mean, there's just a comfort in their mind thinking that the repercussions won't be the same messing with this black guy compared to the white guy.
That's sick.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's subconscious. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I'll get put under the jail if I hit the CEO. You know what I'm saying? But if I slap him, this other guy, but yeah, I think, yeah.
Man, I'm just gonna ask you just some shit that I've been seeing, man. Right now, there's a fuck the streets movement, right? And it's been receiving backlash. It's been going two ways. There's 21 Savage kind of kicked it off, right? And now you're starting to see a lot of people say, man, y'all made y'all's whole life making street music, and now when it's convenient, it's fuck the streets. How do you feel about that? You being from New York and y'all are like the king of
Jersey.
rats.
I'm from outside. I'm from New Jersey, but I'm 15 minutes away.
Okay. New York got a lot of people that ratted.
Yeah, of course.
So how do y'all feel about shit like this? Like,
I mean, I think they should. I mean, I'm not a gangster, but I mean, I just think if that's your policy, you need to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't switch up. But that's based on their emotion. Like maybe 21 Savage is friends with Young Thug.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he can't muster it up to go against them. You know what I'm saying? And now it's F the streets. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, for so many years you spoke on this gangster shit, rapping. You know what I'm saying? But now when it happens to one of your friends, you know what I'm saying? You can't muster it up to go against them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you're just going against your own policy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got a guy like when a street cat came after this show that I did talking about the Sugar Hill cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Sugar Hill guy sent a street cat at me. Not like he was trying to do anything, but he was just trying to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I can get you some money, this and that. And I told him, way before I seen him, I told him a year or two ago, the problem that I got with him, it ain't even got to do with music. You know what I'm saying? And he knows how deep that problem is, right? But he goes against his own policy, you know what I'm saying? To try to make amends between me and him. You know what I'm saying? When he should understand from a street perspective why I don't like this guy. You know what I'm saying? But as long as he benefits as a middleman, like, oh, I can get you 100,000 and maybe I could keep 20 and shit like that, he goes against his own policy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't really respect that shit. You know? Just stay with your policy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Stand on your square.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Biggest takeaways that you have, now that 25, 26, again, you dropped a lot of gems, right? And again, for artists that are doing music, it seems like we're in a better state as far as, like you said, there's a lot more independence going on right now. But for people that are still looking to sign a deal, should they be signing a deal? Should they stay away from signing a deal? If they do sign a deal, what is the best type of deal to take? Like,
I mean, it should be album per. I think it should be album per album basis for one. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be cross collateralized, right? You know what I'm saying? If I came in with leverage, right? I should be able to get some more points out the situation. I should definitely be able to get some more points. And I mean, that's what I'd be comfortable with. I'd be comfortable with more points and my contract not being cross collateralized.
What is an absolute, like, if you seen this deal, it's a hell no? Like, what point structure would be like, all right, just walk away?
Well, first off, it would depend on where I am in the music business. You know, if my trajectory is going up and now I'm just, but I mean, I guess anything under 15 points, it's just like,
It's not even worth it.
yeah, it's like, if I had to grade it, I mean, that's like a C. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that might be the standard now, somewhere around there with escalations. And if you're a production company, maybe you'll get more, 20 or something like that, right? But I mean, I would say at least 15 points, which is 15%.
Okay. And for engineers and producers, what should they be asking? We never ever talk about the engineers and producers that put in work.
Engineers usually get nothing, but sometimes they give an engineer a point, half point. Sometimes they get something out of it.
Shouldn't they get something? Because a lot of times when you see an engineer, they really are the producer. Like they be really the ones putting the song together.
I mean, it isn't. It's not really thought of like that, but they should get more respect and they should maybe get a point or so. And I'm sure some of these white guys do that do rock and roll and stuff like that. But it's just like the black engineers and like I don't know any black engineers who are like, oh, I got points. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
I mean, there might be, you know, Timbaland's engineer that was working with him a long time. Maybe he got something. I don't know. You know, I don't know every engineer, but I did know some engineers in the business, and none of them were getting points.
And they're the ones that make the shit.
Yeah, and I mean,
it don't even make no sense.
Yeah, and they might not even have thought of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they were happy getting $1,000 a session.
Man, if you could rewrite, I want you to rewrite the rules real fast. In a perfect world, how should this shit be structured?
And what, on a record deal way?
Just let's go record deal, and then let's go like how much should the engineer, the producer, the writer, the artist, like what should be fair? What should be considered fair? Because right now, 50% goes to producer, 50% goes to the artist.
That's fair. 50% of the publishing going to producer is fair. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, as long as they didn't have any samples and stuff like that, them having half of the composition, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Gotcha.
I mean, if there's one writer, they should get 50%, 50-50. So there's nothing wrong with that right there, right? So put that to the side, right? But where it gets unfair is that maybe that writer or that producer works with somebody that's super famous, and that super famous person wants some of their writer share, even though they didn't write anything. Or they don't want to give you points, and they want you to write off saying that you don't get any points. You know what I'm saying, for producing and stuff like that. Or they want to take some production credit, you know.
Right.
And maybe Puffy might have did some of that, because I think back in '98, '99, he might have won like Producer of the Year or something like that. I can't really remember, or something like that. But I think it might have been ASCAP Producer of the Year. It was some award that he got, but it was just because he was just latching on to his co-writers, his writers and stuff like that. It's not like he was doing anything. It's just that he was just latching on to them and getting credit, you know?
In the documentary, they said that he was talentless.
Yeah.
What do you say about P. Diddy being talentless?
Who said that?
Is there somebody there?
Oh, was it Mark Curry?
No, it might have been Mark Curry. It was Mark Curry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, what you got to say about Mark Curry?
Nah, I don't know Mark Curry like that. But I do have a couple of clients that don't like him. But that's besides the point. They just a couple of them think, you know, I don't know. They just don't think the best of him. But I knew producers that, you know, obviously he was in charge, so I knew producers that, you know, would make records for him and stuff like that, and he would just come in the room and just like scrap it, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he didn't like the way the records were going and stuff like that. I mean, he was the dictator. I think he did have an ear. You can't say he didn't have an ear.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say he was talentless. I mean, he learned from, you know, he came up in the Jodeci era, you know, A&R and them and whatnot. I couldn't say he's talentless. But, I mean, I don't know him like that, but I mean, he built this company up for a reason. And yeah, he did have, you know, other pieces and stuff like that, but there's no way you could say he was talentless. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you can't, because I mean, but I guess, you know, growing up, I thought he did more than he did. Just watching the documentary, I was like, oh, I thought he did.
Well, yeah, he didn't touch the keyboard. He didn't make the beats or anything like that. But he knew what was good to his ear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah. So I mean, that's a talent within itself. I mean, I don't think I could come in there and say, you know, it's a rare person that could come in there and, I mean, he had anthems. Yeah. So I mean, come on, like,
how many?
Even just for putting the pieces together.
Yeah.
You got to get credit.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
How many more P. Diddy's are there in the industry?
Wow. I couldn't say. That's a good question. I couldn't say. But there's more. I mean, put it this way. Like I said, some of these guys, the more money they make, the more they have a God complex. You know what I'm saying? The more they think that they're untouchable. So they have the freedom to do whatever. Some of these guys feel lawless. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, some of these guys that got $100, $200 million, they feel like they can get away with anything. You know what I'm saying? So they write their own rules. You know, I couldn't say how many, but a guy who got that type of money will feel lawless. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna express themselves, they can express themselves any way they want. You know what I'm saying? They might bust your head open and just give you a couple of dollars and you not press charges, you know, because the money was right, you know, things like that. But, you know, I mean, you know, money can give you a God complex, especially, I mean, $200-300 million. I mean, imagine.
Do you think he has something to do with Biggie?
What, Biggie dying?
That's what one of the main themes in the documentary was.
That he's responsible for Biggie dying.
That Biggie did not want to go to L.A. and he basically forced him out there. And
I mean, I think everybody knew that he shouldn't have went. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it was silly that he even went out there. I mean, responsible for Biggie dying. I mean, so he's going to shut down his own income? His main source of income?
You just said people have insurance policies.
Well, yeah,
on the
that is true. No, I don't know if he had that in there, but I mean, wow. I mean, the only way I could see that is if they were out there saying it's either you or him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he gave him up or something like that. I mean, I also heard that he ran the light and it was meant for him. Right. So I heard, you know, different stories and stuff, but I mean, man, that's a dangerous guy if he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should, stay away from him.
Now, real quick, when Tupac died as a kid, I actually didn't believe he was dead. And I got grown and I said, why the fuck did I, did you, when he died, did you follow that whole Machiavelli thing, or was you just like, nigga, he did?
I mean, he lived in the hospital for a couple of days, right? He didn't die immediately.
Nah, he didn't. He got shot on the 9th and died on the 13th.
And there was a perception that he was still alive, you know, and I think the Machiavelli album kind of gave the image that he might have still been alive and stuff like that. But, you know, reality set in. But I mean, I think people think that it's more realistic that he made that happen instead of the Biggie thing. I'm not even saying that happened, but if I had to pick one.
They blamed him for both, by the way, in the documentary.
Wow, come on. I mean, it seems like, the feds is watching, I'm sure, this Netflix show, so.
I
mean, all this stuff, all he thinks this is gonna do is motivate the feds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how it looks like to me. Like, you know, you're trying to reinvigorate them. And it's kind of crazy, though, because, like, these are two guys that passed away 30 years ago, pretty much, and people talk about it like it happened yesterday. It's like it'll never go away. It's like biblical. It's crazy.
And before we get out of here, man, what do you got going on now? I know you speak a lot on. You have your own platform. I follow your Instagram. You give out game. You give out stuff. What is Roach doing right now? No, I'm trying to. You know, I've been on YouTube the past 6 months. You can go to Gongu Roach at YouTube, Behind the Deal. I talk about, you know, contracts and stories and some of the experience I had, you know, in life so far in this music industry. But, you know, I'm just, you know, I stick my toe in the water with some cases, kind of use that as a ladder to go higher and do bigger cases and stuff, you know. So I'm just trying to do, you know, bigger court cases, trying to structure bigger cases. I got bigger clients with bigger problems. You know, I'm starting to handle a bigger workload. I mean, I got some big cases, bro. Big cases. And any sneak peek on you can't not yet. I mean, like I told you before, I got one where there was corporate retaliation on the artist. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, we're gonna
sue that company over that. But I got some big cases where I think I can handle them now. Like, I won some cases that was smaller, you know what I'm saying? And now, I think I'm ready to take on, some bigger cases, that's it. I just got a bigger workload, My life is, can't say it's lonely. I like what I do, but, I'm not out too much. The work is exhilarating, where I just want to stay home and, I go to sleep thinking about work.
Yeah.
I wake up, first thing I'm thinking about work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it kind of messes with my personality and how I keep up with people. Like, I'm bad with keeping up with people, calling people, stuff like that. It's just work. Like, that's just kind of like all I want to do.
Man, you gotta get you going, get your side snow bunny, bro. It's all good.
Huh?
Get you a side snow bunny, bro. It's all good.
No, I got it.
Nigga said, hell, he going through it.
No, we good. No, we good. It's just, I'm just trying to see how far I could take it,
Yeah.
How well, my critical thinking skills are, along with my attorney and against these record labels. And, it's just, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of meat on the bone, I think, when it comes to a lot of these issues in the business. So, I think I come in an unconventional way at these companies, and I'm just trying to expand on that, And
what do you have to say to the Gongu Roach haters, bro? Because there's some people that hate you.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I believe that. I'm just saying, but it depends on who it is. But I mean, with some people, I'm a reflection of what they're not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need haters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's part of, that's the way it goes. I mean, everybody successful has, haters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have no problem with that. It's not like I enjoy it, but it comes with it. But I think about work so much that it doesn't, I don't really even think about it, man. I'm like, if you understood how much I'm infatuated with the work and just how to exceed in that, it's just in one ear and out the other. I mean, there's people out there that think that like this was given to me or something, there's like, they know I worked hard for it, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just is what it is, man. I mean,
man, Roach, man, again, a wealth of knowledge you are. Every time you come on this mug, you drop gems. Is there anything, shout outs or anything you want to give out before you get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, just catch me on YouTube, man. I got a bunch of stories at Gongu Roach at YouTube. Follow me. So I could tell more stories. I got, a bunch of stories to tell, and more court cases, so I could tell more stories. You know what I'm saying?
The breakdowns.
Follow me on Instagram. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you need some consultation, you can reach out to me. Hit me in the DM, and I'm here for the underdogs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know a lot of people who I'm more motivated working with artists that got screwed over than the popular artists that have issues. It's just more motivating. I might work with an artist from the 80s or the 90s, and it's just more motivational, for me to try to help those people out than the people who are already comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you get a good service. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just follow me on YouTube.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
And and this is the best part. Gongu Roach, you are a real life street dog, man. Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
It ain't real life. Just say real life street star.